I'm so sick of seeing masked men. I don't want to see any men with masks ever again. So,
Hey, my luchadors.
All of Wax's luchas.
I mean, ones that aren't wearing them
Okay.
to be a luchador.
Fair
You know what I mean? Like a ski mask
El Grande?
men.
Does El Grande? Oh, you're talking about the
ski
mask.
masked
Those
men.
masks.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Nice.
Luchadors are fine. Got no problem with that.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Four Jobbers podcast. I'm, of course, Ginger Heat. I'm one of the four jobbers, and we are all four jobbers this week, and we're going to break down the Rumble, talk about it a little bit. We had a game that we do every year. Some of you might have seen it. Other channels are doing it now as well, such as Stash Club and other guys, where you get a random number assigned to you, and whoever comes out at that entry is your superstar. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Let's get right into it with the buddy from Kirkcaldy, Jordan Deves, all the way from Edinburgh, Scotland. You are sipping on some beautiful whiskey, probably feeling good, but you didn't have any of your numbers win the Rumble. What was your most exciting pick, or what was your least exciting entrant? Do you remember any of them at all?
Do I remember any of the entrants into the Rumble?
Of your numbers, of the people that you had assigned to you specifically.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I had Brie Bella, so fucking no.
Jordan went free mode.
Man, like, no. So in the moment, because we weren't messaging back and forward, you guys were like a little bit out of sync of me watching it.
Thanks, Jason.
Yep, loser. I was going to message back and forward, and I thought that would keep me, or like put it in the note. But then I was like, I can't do that so I ended up just watching it and like trying to enjoy it. And
Did you watch it solo?
Yeah. I watched
The Rumble's
it on my own.
best enjoyed in a group.
100%.
Maybe that affected your thoughts on it. We'll see soon.
I don't think it did. I don't think it did.
Well, the Waxy, the Venomous, the son of the dentist, you were with Jason and I for the Rumble, and you had a pretty good pick in the men's Rumble. Are there any other entrants that are sort of memorable for you?
Well, yes, because in addition to the winning number 26 for the men's Rumble, I had number 2, which I was excited about because we knew ahead of time that it belonged to Braun Breaker. But then he got eliminated in 10 seconds. So I'm like, well, that was my one chance, because there's no chance with these other numbers that I'm going to get anybody. And then I got like every luchador.
That was so,
Which
we
was
were
cool,
dying laughing because every time it was Wax's number,
every
it
single
was a
luchador.
lucha guy, and we're like, there's no way.
And then I got Roman. I don't think I've won one of these. We've done them a few years now. I don't think I've won one before. So that's my first win. So I'm happy overall.
W for Wax.
That's right. We can question whether Roman needed to win the Rumble. Doesn't matter.
W.
I'm a winner. Roman's a winner.
Are you
Yeah,
okay
fair.
with what happened to Braun? How do you feel about that? Other than the fact that it was your pick.
It's going to heavily depend on kind of where that goes. I do think maybe the masked man attacking is a little overdone with this storyline. There's got to be some other vehicle of storytelling that
There's
we can
not.
do with Division, but I guess
There
not.
isn't.
It's going to depend, because I certainly think a lot of people think it's Logan Paul. A lot of people think it's Austin Theory again. Yeah, so it really depends how they tie it in. So TBD.
TBD, TBJ, Jason. They hate Jason. They love Jason. The magical, the mysterious. I don't know. I don't know what to say for you anymore because you've changed your name a few times and things like that. Are there any numbers that you got, any entrants that stood out for you in your selections, your randomly selected selections?
No, not really. I think we're all just waiting for Roman, and I didn't get Roman. And for the women, we were waiting for potentially Bianca. Potentially, but never happened. So
Potentially.
Tiffy would be a good pick. I would be happy with her. I didn't get her. I don't think I had anybody. I didn't have anyone with a realistic chance of winning.
No, you did have somebody because you had 6 numbers, and it was definitely.
Yeah, but they were all no real like they were cool, but they had no real chance.
All
Unfortunately,
4 of us had a Final 4 entrant for the men's
Logan
Rumble.
Paul.
So,
Logan Paul.
yeah, but that's still exciting to have a horse in the race at the end
No,
of the
it's not a
Rumble.
horse. It's a pony.
I know you used that there for. It was a pony, not a horse. Maybe a donkey.
More of a
Not even a
donkey.
pony?
Yeah,
More of a donkey,
it'd be cool if
donkey
he
today.
won. I'm not opposed to it, but I knew he had no chance.
I was very lucky to have Tiffany and Gunther because I had number 30. I thought one of those might pay off because Tiffy came out. I was like, gotta happen, right? Didn't happen. Gunther, maybe no, they're not gonna do that.
No.
He's already OP, I guess. He was already tired and things like that, so he couldn't get the W. But we're gonna talk about the Rumble because I had a great time. I really enjoyed both Rumbles. I thought it was fantastic. A lot of people online in the IWC are shitting all over
Shitting their
this
pants.
Rumble. So let's hear what the jobbers have to say. We're going to start off with the Women's Rumble. Jordan, how did you feel about the Women's Rumble and Liv Morgan being the greatest Royal Rumble winner in history, according to her?
Oh, right. I was going to say, according to who?
According to me, also.
Okay, like, so Liv winning makes perfect sense. I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with her coming in, being a kind of dirty character in a Rumble and winning. That is fine. You know, she came in, what was it, 14? Is that right?
Yeah.
So she went through most of the Rumble either hiding in a corner or like throwing out her partner or like, you know, being a bit dastardly, a bit Dom Mysterio about it. That's perfect. That's exactly what her character is meant to be in that kind of a match. So her winning the Rumble was good. I'm okay with it. And actually how she did it with the whole kind of what's her move called again? The
Oblivion.
The Oblivion. Thank you. That kind of reversed into the rope and then springboard off. That's great.
It was a cool finish, yeah.
It was a good. I've never seen it done
because those on the
quite like
apron
that before.
spots can be really, really cheesy and corny because you do have to be careful on the apron, and it's been done
100%.
so many times. They usually don't look good. This one did look good.
But it did look good. It did. So I was fine with it. I think Saudi throws up its challenges in that.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, I wear tight, you know, joggers, tracksuit bottoms or whatever you want to call them, and I can. What do you call them? Like sweatpants, There you go,
Underwear.
thank you. No,
Oh.
sweatpants. Sometimes I wear tight sweatpants and I can barely move. Right?
You
Imagine wearing an
I thought you only wear shorts.
Well, in the winter, I'll consider long-legged trousers.
Okay.
You know, but like it throws up problems because I feel like there's no range of or a diminished range of movement for the women. I feel like it doesn't
maybe.
look comfortable. It looks like it's difficult. So when I watch it, I feel stiff. But then I thought, oh well, you know, at least they're feeding off the atmosphere.
they
of the
wore it
crowd.
so you
Oh,
don't
no,
get
they're not,
stiff.
because
Didn't
Nice.
work.
You know, it's not like the crowd will be able to get them going. No, because there's no crowd because they're all, I don't know, against women. I don't know. But it's just such a difficult match. Like you want to put on a show in a country where there are specific things in place that make it difficult for women to wrestle, and then no one shows up for the women's wrestling match, and I'm supposed to be hyped about it. Why should I care when no one that's there cares? I find it really difficult to get involved in it. It felt like a pre-show match. Like not everyone's quite in the arena yet. No one really kind of gave a shit about it. The women seemed to be kind of half-assed at it. The graphics were off. The music hadn't hit at the right time. They were showing, oh, hey, everyone's coming in 90 seconds intervals, but then it says 2 minutes on the screen. And like, there's just so many little things like that kicked off the Rumble in the women's match. I was like, I'm not feeling this. This is not it. This is not it. And I'm excited because I get to watch this in my normal time of 7 p.m., you know, so this was great for me. But it didn't hit. It didn't land. And it didn't matter who came out. I was like, all right, okay. There was nobody that came out at a time or in a position in that match that I thought, yeah, here it goes. It's about to kick off.
Even
It
Brie
just-
Bella? No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
I mean, look, as a surprise, I did go, no way. And that was the level of my excitement was my eyebrows slightly raised. And that was
not
it.
a lot of surprises in that one for sure. We did have Jordan Grace coming out. We did have Lash Legend dominating. So there were some things to talk about. Wax, what were your overall feelings about the Women's Royal Rumble?
I get where Jordan's coming from. I get it. I think a lot of people didn't like the lack of surprise entrance.
And is that in part because
Rumble,
of Triple H said this? There's going to be a lot of surprises. Get ready. Wasn't
in part, but I think you come to expect it at the Rumble. They always try and throw in a couple. Personally, I mean, first of all, the travel to Saudi Arabia makes surprise entrance a lot tougher because they would be all over the media. Why is Chris Jericho going to Saudi Arabia? He's not just going there to take a vacation. Let's be honest. I am of the opinion that surprise entrants are a waste of a spot. You get that little, oh, wow, cool. And then they do their thing and they get thrown out. Unless it's somebody who is debuting, like somebody who debuted in the Men's Rumble that I thought was interesting. I did want to point out Lash Legend because she was the star of the Women's Rumble for me. And what's interesting about her, first of all, she has 5 eliminations, the most of any women in that Rumble match. She eliminated both of the Bellas, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, and I just looked up the list and I've already forgotten the 5th person, but somebody else who was like significant. Like she didn't just toss jobbers out or anything like that. So they're clearly invested in making her look dominant. I usually like to think I'm pretty tuned in to people who come up from NXT. I missed her completely. I think when I was watching NXT, she was mostly like a backstage only talent. She was still kind of getting comfortable in the ring, but she was very good on the mic. And so what I saw in Lash Legend, and Jason, you were tuned into Lash Legend pretty early. You seem to be already pretty into it. I didn't realize that like she had that skill set and she was being pushed that way. I actually didn't realize she was 6 feet tall, first of all. I thought she was smaller, maybe because she stands next to Nia right now. That's the tag team partner.
Teach that.
That's right. Nice. You can't. So what I did like about the Women's Rumble is it made me appreciate certain stars a bit more. Sol Ruka was another. Kiana James, I didn't expect her to have such a performance. And so that was really nice. A lot of people think, oh, a young star should win the Rumble. But you can look good in the Rumble as a young star without winning it. And I think there were those moments in the Women's Rumble that we got that. Liv winning wasn't the most surprising thing to me. I think it makes sense. There wasn't anything egregious to me about it. I can understand the complaints, but overall, I'm whelmed. I'm whelmed with it. I need to see where this goes with the Judgment Day with Liv, what she decides to do with her title opportunity at WrestleMania. And I think that will overall help me form my opinion.
So one of the things on the Rumble that I wanted to talk about is star power, because coming out of the Rumble, you know that this person is going to main event or be one of the main events of WrestleMania. So you need star power. The person who's going to win, they're going to be on the marquee. They're on the promotion. So we need star power. The Men's Rumble is not lacking for star power. There are so many stars or guys that could be on that marquee that we can put up there. In the women's division right now, I think there is a vacuum of star power. Having Rhea and Io in a tag team means they're not going to win. Becky has her title. She's not going to win. So there's that vacuum where Liv was pretty much the only person that has that top star quality for me. There are people that could be built. I've been a fan of Lash Legend for quite a while. I dip in and out of NXT. I was lucky to get into a little groove there when she was on top and she was crushing it. And I was like, she's going to be amazing. I was talking about her a bit on the pod, but we weren't seeing her because they weren't putting her on the main TV. They bring her up. They put her in a tag team. Someone who I've been high on for a while, but does she have that superstar quality that no Bianca in this Rumble? I think she has that star quality. I think she has that star power. We don't have like a Sasha Banks anymore. Someone who is marquee, big time. I know Sasha, promo skills aside, is still big time. Looks, feels, all of it. The aura is there. She is a star. Jason, was this Women's Rumble missing a bit of star power? Because we all thought, well, it has to be Liv, right? Because who else has that marquee star power? Is this something that you noticed as well? And what are your thoughts on the Rumble in general for the women?
Well, I want to say it is definitely lacking star power, I think, overall, because I'm having trouble even thinking like who was in the Rumble.
I'm just looking at the list now.
Kiana James was amazing.
Yeah,
Kalani Jordan came up and was awesome. Sol Ruka did great stuff. Asuka is there, but listen, I mean, she's at the tail end of her career. Let's be real.
Yeah, all these names
still doesn't have that star power.
All these names are good. Kiana James in particular, now that she's taken her glasses off and she's, I guess, not just a manager anymore. She's really, really incredible, and I want to see more from her. So I was impressed with her. And I mean, there's a lot of star people that are capable of being stars, but they aren't presented that way, or they're not main event players. So in the Royal Rumble, it's always pretty predictable. Like Royal Rumble's like, when is a young star that hasn't been built at all like really won a Royal Rumble? Like the outliers are like Shinsuke, who was, I'm not saying he was a young star, but like he was newer to the company.
When Roman won, he wasn't there yet.
Alberto, and these guys are not. We weren't happy with them winning, so it's always someone to just build a main event story that's already a main event. But that being said, it was like an average Rumble. I don't remember much from it. I don't think it was awful. I think most of the people were complaining. All the complaining I saw was from Jey Uso. That's the only. I didn't see people like crapping on the actual Royal Rumble. It was just
we'll get
mostly
to that
about
later,
Uso.
sure.
The women's, I didn't see many people talk about it. Like it just kind of happened. People are happy. I'm happy.
I think
Liv won.
that's bad as well, though. That's bad. That's not great. The fact that there's a women's Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia and no one's talking about it.
I did want to shout out the outfits or the what they had to wear. I think they did a really good job considering like what they're allowed or not allowed to wear. It's getting better every year, and I thought they did a good job of like making it work for them and making each one look like individualized, and it looked pretty cool. It didn't look stupid bodysuit like Power Rangers anymore, so that was good.
I think reading through the list of the names there, of the 30 women, right? If I go through them all, 20 of the 30 are currently involved in a tag team in some way.
What?
Yeah, but they're in a tag team. Okay,
I don't mean they're actually a tag team, but I mean like they are with. So like Rhea and
they're
Io,
paired up.
They are paired up.
When I was talking star power, Charlotte Flair was also in this
100%.
Rumble. That's a star.
Yeah, so on
through
her
and
own.
through.
But she's paired up.
But she's paired up.
But she's
because
paired
they're
up.
focusing on the tag team division, so that's why the
100%,
singles is
and
lacking.
And I understand that,
Can't have
but you're
both.
telling me that 20 of the 30 of them are in tag teams, and that immediately cuts out, in theory, 20 of the 30 compares
crazy.
from winning this. That's insane. And actually,
I
it still
guess.
doesn't work that way because Liv won it, and she's in a trio with
She's in a group.
other people. So like,
And she's been tagging with Roxanne more than she was focused on her singles. So she was technically, I would have classified her as tag team.
a tag
realm.
team compare. Yeah,
Sure.
for since she came back, for sure. I think when I think about the Royal Rumble and in years gone by, it's a solo event. I understand you have alliances in the match to get someone over the rope or to help, get to the end of the match or whatever. 100% that happens. But this felt like it was a tag team Royal Rumble. Like it felt like I was watching teams
Probably should have been.
pair up the entire time. And I was like, no one's really out for themselves. They seem to be out to, I'm only coming into this match to protect my pal across the way there. And that made it less exciting until the very end. The last three that we had with Liv, Soul, and who was the other
Tiffy.
one? Tiffany. Yeah, thank you. That was a great little almost triple threat for the 2 or 3 minutes that we had at the end.
True.
It did well. Soul, you talk about star power, she's got it. She's not great on the mic. She's all right on the mic, but she's got the ability to be incredible. I'm not saying she should have won the Rumble, but I think there are other people that are getting pushed just now.
We did get to see Natty. Natty did
We
a
did get
good
to see
showing, and
Natty.
she is not in a tag team, but she is in a feud. And it's good to have, again, love Natty. Want to see more of her, but probably in the mid card, she's not. Even if she wins the world title, she's still not the star power that I'm
100%.
talking about, even though fully deserving of it. Yeah, so that was it. I really enjoyed the Women's Royal Rumble. I thought it was a great time. It was just fun for me. I thought it was really, really fun. Maybe part of that has to do with getting Tiffany and Liv in my picks and having them both in there at the end.
Definitely helps.
Probably a good boost there.
You won.
Yeah, but that's not why. I've picked other Rumbles in the past too. I always mark out for the Rumble. Maybe that's it. I just watching with friends, doing the countdown, all this stuff makes it a really good time. And I'm not saying the criticisms are not legit and warranted. It's just I didn't feel it as much this time, maybe as some others. But let's jump into the next match: Gunther versus AJ, and AJ is retired. what a career that he had in WWE, even though we got him so late into his career. And he kept going into like his 50s. There's no way. Looking up his age compared to like John Cena and
He's
the way
older.
that he still moves at his age. He's older than John Cena? Now, maybe he doesn't have the miles on him that John Cena does because
He's got miles.
but he's got a lot of
Might
miles
have
on him,
more.
right? So incredible. Jason, what do you think about Gunther versus AJ and AJ riding off into the sunset?
It kind of hit me today because, obviously Gunther came out to his AJ's
was
theme song
so
on Raw.
good.
And it just hit me like, oh, wow, AJ's just gone. Like, he's just gone. Like, this massive part of the roster is no longer there. There wasn't a big, crazy, long lead up. It was over. And I think that's beautiful. It's not because I wanted him gone, but just to
No.
know that it could happen. And it doesn't always have to be so artificially forced, He passed
Elevating
out.
Gunther on his way out, too, right? Another notch in Gunther's
guess
belt.
so.
100%.
Retiring AJ is huge.
It is, and he got the ending that people wanted some people wanted for Cena, just passing out, which is nice for him. I don't know, I think it was they put on a great show, and he should be proud of that being his last match in WWE as far as we know. And Gunther is sort of more like, initially I thought Gunther was going to be kind of like an angry, destructive force, just killing people, but he's kind of more like taking joy and pleasure and laughing and playing around with people. He's more of a joker / killer, which is, I'm getting used to it, and I hope they continue. Now he's moved on to Dragon Lee. I understand, because I was like, why is Dragon Lee out there? I'm like, oh yeah, he was in the tag team with AJ
Tag
Styles,
chaps for a while,
which
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So hopefully he squashes him quick and starts like going after bigger fish.
Did he not squash him already? Is that not done?
I think he murdered him.
I think
Well, they
he's
probably have a
dead.
match or
Killed him.
something, maybe when he wakes up. I don't know.
When he
I
wakes
think
up.
I think Dragon Lee's contract is also up.
Okay, so
I
maybe
don't know.
he choked
Might
him
be
out
why
of
they're
the
doing a little-
out of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, look, we're not
More
going to
or
give you a retirement match. We're just going to let Gunther do this to you.
He's
Wow.
going to kill you, and then that'll be that.
Well, no
Like-
disrespect to there you go, the floating, the hanging man.
It's such
to
a
be fair,
good
it's a,
moment,
it's,
though.
it's a good clip. Like,
It is.
he sold it well. Like, the two things that Dragon Lee seems to be remembered for me is that moment and when Braun Breaker absolutely killed him at 23 miles an hour with a spear. So
You
none
get good
of his
sellers.
in-ring ability, but he's a good seller for sure. The match was fine. Wax is going to hate me here. We've seen a lot of Gunther recently. A lot of his matches, a lot of his promos, a lot of just Gunther. Right? There's no real story in what he's doing. It's just, I'm going to come out and kill you, and that's it. I am getting a little bit tired of it. I feel like there's so much more that they could do with the character, and I feel like every time right now it's just, I'm going to kill him. He's a bitch. Slap, slap, slap. Powerbomb. Done. Like, I just don't feel like much is happening.
And we just had this whole thing with AJ, and then he retired AJ. I thought there was a lot going on there. Maybe there wasn't enough build up. You wanted like more back and forth, or
Same story,
just-
different
I
person,
wanna-
I guess.
exactly.
story,
I just
different
want to
person? Okay.
see a different dimension of that. Like,
Okay.
between Goldberg,
See.
Cena, and AJ, the feud leading up to it was exactly the same. It was, I'm going to make you tap out. I'm going to retire you. You're going to be gone. And it's like, okay, yeah, but how are you going to do that? Oh, you're going to do it like that. Okay, well, John Cena's better than Goldberg. So how are you going to do that? Oh, no, it's exactly the same. Oh, okay, you're going to do that against AJ. How are you going to do that? No, he doesn't change his the way he does it. He doesn't change his
can say it.
formula.
AJ is better than Goldberg. You can say it.
Well, that's pretty obvious. But
His Goldberg
but-
match was sick too, all right?
Oh, it was
Like,
amazing. And
everything
the best
he
part
does,
was that he retired Goldberg.
everything he
Goldberg.
does is good. It's not bad. I feel like I'm a little bored of it. I wish there was, with every person, he
More
would have to
character
do
work?
something different to get them to that place. Do you know what I mean?
That's fair.
I can't find it right now, but I just saw it come through yesterday, where Gunther was on a show, like a bump style show. You know, the bump.
Yeah.
Remember that? And the hostess was saying, do you say hostess for female host anymore? Is that anyway? Host. she was saying, "Oh, I'm kind of sad because I was looking forward to seeing AJ at WrestleMania." And Gunther's like, "Well, that's the problem. You can't always get what you want." And he was like an absolute dickhead to her.
Yeah.
And I want to see that Gunther on Raw. I want to see that Gunther in the ring cutting that promo and saying, "Oh, you're all sad? Well, too bad. This isn't a fairy tale. You don't get what you want because they get in the ring with me and their dreams fall apart. That's how it goes. That's the reality. You all have to grow up, get out of fantasy land." Like, that was basically the gist of what he said. I'm going to link it to you guys afterwards because I think, Jordan, if you
Nice.
see
Thank
that,
you.
I think you'll see that and say, that's the Gunther I want to see because he's capable of it. If he's able to do that off the cuff and answer an interview question, even if it's a work interview, so to speak, or an in-character interview, there is more there. So I wonder if he's being directed to just be like laughy. I made him tap out like a bitch. I made him pass out like a bitch. Though the AJ theme was funny.
That was really good.
The main complaint people seem to
That's
have
great.
right now is the ending, because like Jason alluded to, a lot of people thought that's the ending that John Cena should have had. And I'd like to educate you people who think that way on why you're wrong. Because unlike John Cena, who we knew it was his last match, so it made sense for him to say, okay, it's done either way. Regardless, I'm going out. I may as well have some agency on it. AJ was fighting to continue his career. And so it makes sense that he passes out to Gunther because he doesn't want his career to be over. He wants it to continue.
Yeah.
In
I
kayfabe.
agree.
So I agree. Maybe Gunther, we need a little more from him. I'm not saying you have to love the ending. I'm not saying you have to love Gunther. I think this match was great. It was a very fitting end to AJ's career. And I will see you all in the Jobber Dome, AJ Styles edition.
Ooh, stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. That will be
shoot.
dropping at the Four Jobbers everywhere on social media. But now we have to get into my boy, Sami Zayn versus maybe all of our guy, Drew. We all love Drew. We all love Sami. So we were expecting a lot out of this match, win or lose, in his second hometown. Definitely not as special as Montreal, even though he got a mega pop, mega reaction. They didn't hang on every move like we do here in Montreal, where we treat it like a hockey game and every pass of the puck is, watched with intensity. Every move is watched and takes us over. That didn't necessarily happen here, and we got a bit of a mediocre match. Not exactly what we were expecting. It didn't really deliver for me. Jordan, what did you think of Sami versus Drew?
I mean, I'm happy with the result. It was expected. I don't think there was anything wrong with what they did, but it almost felt like they wanted it to be a squash against Sami in front of that crowd, but they didn't pull off a squash.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean. Like,
Yeah, makes sense.
the way that the match flowed, I was like, he's got no offense here. Nothing's happening. And then
Where's that
suddenly
comeback? The underdog
there was
comeback?
like a little glimmer of it, and then he just got killed. But like, I think if that was the angle they wanted to do, they should have done that more. Like, Drew should have absolutely killed him. Killed him. But it just felt lackluster. It felt like Drew was in, fourth, fifth gear. He wasn't really all going. If Drew had been at a point where he was like, pissing blood or like sweating and like struggling to breathe and like getting up going, how am I going to get this guy? Or like if he was just not a sweat at all, just like, yeah, this guy's easy. I'm going to absolutely bulldoze him. That was kind of what I wanted. I wanted either Sami to be this, God that he comes up against in front of this crowd that just adores him, or Drew proves that Sami is not good enough for the title and he just absolutely, moved him aside. And I got this weird in between that didn't feel like it had much stake. So it was fine. I watched it and I went, that was good.
That's
Next.
Yeah, pretty much. We were just fodder until the men's Rumble. Wax, any quick thoughts on that one?
No, not really. That was kind of it. I think
it.
Jordan covered all the points.
Yeah, Jason, anything you want to tie out on Sami versus Drew?
No, not really. It was a standard championship match. It didn't feel like the culmination of years of hoping to win the big one like they were trying to paint it. He already had that. Like I said, this was like the artificial, forced, quick version of it. He already had that with Roman back in Montreal. You can't ever recreate how magical that was. So this was just a solid match.
Yeah, solid match. The expectations are really high for these guys, so nothing against them. The expectations are just sky high because it's Drew McIntyre, it's Sami Zayn, it's two of the best of all time.
Good
So it
defense
makes
for Drew. If you want to look at it, I'm looking at it more like Sammy didn't get it done, but it's a good solid
Sure.
win for Drew.
And I think that's why Jordan's point made so much sense when he just said it. It clicked for me. Like, then he might as well have just fucking ruined him instead of just beating him like handedly. Like it wasn't. Didn't beat him enough. Didn't bloody him.
notable. It just
Not a
yeah,
notable
yeah.
victory.
It wasn't
Just
a
one way or the
convincing
other.
win. He just
speed
won.
bump. It's a tough speed bump.
He
Not
won
much more
clean
than that.
though, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's pretty good.
There might have been some
He
referee
one low blow, I
distraction-y,
think.
low blow.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's some
that's
schmozzery, but not
cheating.
really. Not
Yeah.
light schmozzery, not a big deal.
Light schmoz.
Let's get into the men's Royal Rumble, a match that had a lot more star power, but had a lot of issues. Jason, do you have any issues with this Royal Rumble, or did you enjoy the men's Rumble this year?
Overall, I enjoyed it. I'm so sick of seeing masked men. I don't want to see any men with masks ever again. So
Hey,
like,
my luchadors.
All of Wax's luchas.
I mean, ones that aren't wearing them
Okay.
to be a luchador.
Fair
You
enough.
know what I mean, like a ski
El
masked
Grande?
men.
Does El Grande? Oh, you're talking
No
about the
ski
mask.
masked
Those
men.
masks.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I see.
Luchadors are fine. Got no problem with that. But yeah, it's just so annoying. It's like, all right, you took out Braun Breaker from a masked man. It didn't make any sense to me. The rest of the Rumble, maybe we should go to someone else. I'm still percolating. I'm trying to remember what happened. One sec.
Percolating. He's
Percolate.
percolating.
It's hard
I mean,
to remember what
uh,
you watched yesterday. I remember something I
course.
watched 10 years ago though. Like,
Like this Rumble kicked off, and I was on the edge of my seat. You
Edging.
tell me that the first two people you have in this fight are going to be Oba and Braun Breaker. I was excited. And then just as Braun's getting to the ring, out comes R-Truth. Oh, no, sorry. It was just another masked guy. Out comes some guy in a hood and a mask or whatever, takes him out, throws him in the ring, and he goes out immediately. And now I'm like, okay, so
It's an exciting start no matter what,
This is
right? Like
exciting.
all of us were like, "Oh shit, let's
Yeah.
go!" Like this is crazy. Even though
whether
we
you
want
like
Braun
the
Breaker
mask
in it,
thing or
it's like,
not,
yeah.
yeah, this is exciting. Like I
It's
thought,
surprising.
I
Yeah.
absolutely was expecting Braun to just absolutely kill it in the Rumble, and no. So yeah, there's a bit of story there, and I was excited. And I think the problem is, you took out the one guy who I was excited to see in the Rumble.
yeah, he would have been a good X Factor. Like you took out a big X Factor in the match.
100%. So
course.
now I'm just like, okay, so
If you're going to do that, you
what's
got to make
gonna
up for it
happen now?
big time.
We'll
100%.
see.
And
Uh,
I don't feel like they did. I feel like they kind of went, okay, kind of like Sammy and Drew, right?
Mm.
They went, okay, well, Oba, you're in there, and so what are you going to do now? And Oba, remember 2020 Brock Lesnar Royal Rumble, the first 15 guys, Brock just
Well, they
absolutely
referred
killed.
to it. They referred to
yeah,
it.
100%. But it was kind of lackluster. Like it didn't actually happen in a similar way. It was just Oba looked dominant, and he did. I'm not taking anything away from Oba. Oba's my guy. Like he's incredible. But it wasn't quite as good. And I just, maybe it was who he was up against. I was like, I don't really care about any of these guys. These are all
It's interesting
idiots.
that you say that because, I mean, there's other complaints that we're going to talk about, but one complaint I did see, and I think this is a case of sometimes people looking for more things to pile on to something they already disliked, when there's plenty there, by the way. You don't
There was
need
a snowball.
to think of more things.
Some people start
But
shitting on it.
some-
It's going to snowball.
People start going, well, Rusev was treated badly. I'm like,
Yeah.
You don't
Rusev?
care about Rusev. Like
Yeah,
you don't care about Rusev. You were probably there a week ago saying, "Oh, Rusev is a waste of a return. He has no
Yeah,
character."
Rusev.
Well, how dare they
Rusev.
treat Rusev that way? And I agree. I like Rusev, but you don't actually care that much. You just didn't like the Rumble, and I agree. I'm tired of I didn't care for it when Brock did it. I'm glad they didn't do it for as long this time with Oba. I think they really got to maybe 7, 6, 5,
Something like that.
number 7 in the Rumble. So not many. before they left it. The more egregious thing we have to talk about it is the Jay pish, everything around that. It was awful in War Games. Nobody liked it in War. Well,
It was
okay,
worse.
some
In
people-
War,
letters.
I would argue it was worse in War Games, much worse.
I would argue it was worse, but it was also really bad here.
It's also the timing
It was the
here is
timing.
so bad.
To me, it was the
No, I
timing that
mean-
was the problem, not so much that he did it.
Yeah.
It's
No, I think this is worse, and it's because of
Why?
the timing.
Oh,
Because
well,
of the
the
timing.
timing.
It
The
became
timing's
worse.
rough because first of all, he's coming through the crowd, and we already know that they gimmick the time between entrants. But
Of course.
you
Yeah,
had
I was
guys coming
recording
out like someone who was it said Charlotte Flair was in the women's rumble for longer than the entire men's rumble. Like the whole rumble start to I mean, she was number 1, so I guess it
But
just means
still.
the women's rumble was longer.
Wow.
Jay's taking, minutes, which is a long time. And then Brock gets eliminated
That
as
is-
he's coming down to the ring.
Can't happen.
And then he goes up on the top rope and he does it again. Are you none of these guys are going to try and push him over?
yeah.
The whole thing is you can't turn your back in the Royal Rumble.
It'd be sick if he got pushed off. People would have liked
It
it,
would.
then.
I thought Roman was going to do it. I thought he was going to go
Kind
up
of did
again.
it later.
Yeah.
And then Roman was going to push him over.
Yeah,
But he just punched him.
yeah.
Yeah, like the timing of it, like I'm sorry, I understand you want to do the whole yeet thing. Have him come in at first again then. Or second or whatever. Like give him that time to do it then. But in the
And have
middle
him
of
come
a
out
rumble.
the ramp.
Yeah,
Use
like
the ramp.
The
I
middle,
don't mind the crowd thing. I don't mind if he
I don't
keeps
mind the
eating,
crowd.
but yeet outside. Stay outside. Yeet for a long time. We can have
no, not in a rumble though.
we
I'm
can
sorry.
have multiple entrants in the and he's still yeeting outside.
There
And
are
he's just staying
10
outside eating.
Nah,
Perfect.
Fuck him. Actually, do you know what? I'm not even holding back. He's shit. I fucking hate him. He's not like. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I don't want to see it anymore.
Blame the crowd
And
then.
Yeah, and you were in that crowd. I bet you were yeeting when you were there live.
No, he wasn't
But,
there, but
like-
I would be.
Not in Saudi, just to clarify. But I don't get it. I'm sorry. Unless I turn up into a crowd and I just feel my body taking over. I'm like, I can't stop it. Something's happened. They've pumped some kind of gas into here. I don't know.
The yeet gas.
But I just don't understand it. And exactly. Like in the middle of a Royal
my
Rumble,
God.
you've got 10 guys in the ring at that time, and they're
It wasn't
all
10.
vying for a spot. For example, though, something like that. And they're all trying to get over. They're trying to do things that make their moment in the Rumble matter, make their moment special, because they might have limited time in there, and they know that. And yeah, I'm watching some fucking loser up in the stands yeeting away with some fat prick next to him who's bought a chair for $4,000 or whatever. And I don't give a shit. Stop showing me that and show me the actual match. I almost miss Brock Lesnar getting thrown over the top rope because some prick is sitting, fanning around in the audience. I hate it. It's so ridiculous. It's on the same level as having Slim Jim on a table to me. It's just an advert. I hate it. I
You've
hate
gone
it.
too far.
Nah, it's just an
No.
advert.
Take it
It's
back.
an advert for
Take
a
it back.
t-shirt. Nah.
Oh no, backwards.
And that's why I loved when Roman came out so much, and he's like, "Oh yeah, do that, come on, do this," and then he took out Jay, and I'm like, "Yeah, perfect, do it," because that makes sense. I know that you guys are kind of on the same page just now, and they're kind of back to being cousins and family and all that stuff. But you know what? This is a match, and I'm going to knock you out, and I'm going to throw you over that top rope. That's exactly what Roman should have done. So that made so much sense to me. Get rid of Jay. I'm sick of him.
Jay didn't care on Raw. He said, "I still love you." He said, "We love you, our tribal chief. We hope you win." Da da da. So
Oh yeah, so again, his character means nothing then. Like it's an utter waste of a time. What a wanker.
Well,
Jason, look like you're loading up.
yeah, because Jimmy from the Q, shout out to a friend of the show, was defending it a little bit, I would say, by showing an example of the 2000 Royal Rumble where Rikishi and Too Cool were dancing in the ring. So what's your response to that? A lot of
Fantastic
people like
question.
that.
I'm so glad that you asked that. There were 3 people in that match at that time, and all 3 of them were part of Too Cool. So that moment felt organic. Like the 3 of them were in the ring. They all looked around like, "Oh, hey, it's just us. There's nobody else here. Let's put on a moment."
Okay, so
And
then
then guess
also-
what happened? They
yeah.
put on that moment, and then Rikishi threw the 2 of them over the top rope. So that's exactly what it should have been. That's
Yeah, not a
what,
good
So
one.
that's
the
You got the
yeeting would have
fan
been
service.
okay if
The
it
fan
was just
service
him.
took 15 seconds in
Yeah.
that case. If they had gone on, they had done it again when other guys were in the Rumble, I think it would be just as bad. Yeah,
100%. It wasn't at the detriment of any other superstar because it was just them. So you can't
Brock
compare them.
Lesnar. Yeah, that's the problem. The biggest problem with all this is not the fact that he did during a match. There can be funny spots, there can be funny moments.
course
Yeah,
there can.
And that's why I was
There
saying,
always are.
if
There
you keep
should
him
be in a
outside
Rumble.
and he's yeeting outside the ring, we don't need to see him. You don't need to show it on TV. It's not for the at-home audience. It's not for the crowd watching behind the TV. We're
There should
watching the Rumble. We're watching Brock Lesnar. Let them yeet away. Let them do that in the arena. We don't need to see it.
Yeah.
For
Right, it's
example,
not-
when Chelsea got thrown out and she landed on Alba Fire, I thought that was fantastic.
That was really good.
Because that's in character. It's
That was
what
good. That
Alba
was
would
good.
do, and it's what Chelsea would do. But if they did it every time, then it becomes a problem. Or if it's to the detriment, exactly as you said, Jordan, it's burying the Rumble itself. The Rumble is the road to WrestleMania. A title match at WrestleMania is on the line. You're going to be on the top rope yeeting? Come on, man.
And he paid for it later, but
He paid for it.
I do want to talk about a couple of surprise things. We did have a debut.
Yes.
We had Royce Keys debuting, formerly Powerhouse Hobbs. They showed his name on the Titantron,
Which was
Yeah,
smart.
interesting.
screen,
I don't like
and
that.
then he came out. Jason, you don't like it? Tell me
No.
why.
They should have just had his name. Like, have they ever done that before?
No, it's the first time, and that's why people really
Don't
liked it
show
and
me his old
appreciated
name.
it.
Just
Some
show me
people
who
don't.
he is. If I don't know who he
When Io Shirai came up to the main roster, they showed her as Io Shirai, and then
And did
they
they
said, "Oh, it's Io Sky."
well, that's their own
yeah.
like creation
Yeah.
within
I
their
guess.
same company. Like
I
this
don't
guy
hate
was.
I don't hate it.
I'm not saying I hate it. It's not a big deal. I just
You
I thought it was weird.
Yeah, you are.
are.
I thought it was weird. It's like this guy used to be Powerhouse Hobbs. No, he's like we already know that. Like just or if you don't know it, then you just get to know him as Royce Keys. Like you don't need to know he was Powerhouse Hobbs. Like I just thought it was weird, but it's not a big deal. It's not like the yeeting or whatever, you know.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was all right because I popped for Powerhouse Hobbs because I was like, oh yeah, I've heard he's coming over. No way.
Mm.
Oh, he's a name change too. Like there was like this double moment of you know. I thought it was quite cool. But yeah, I get your point. Like you could have just had Royce Keys, and you're like, who the hell is Royce Keys?
Yeah,
and
but
then it's him.
I don't
Yeah.
know though. I don't know that would like
Don't know if it's
in
better.
in the stadium. I don't know that Powerhouse Hobbs is a recognizable enough person
Or name even really.
or
So, like,
name.
what's the point of
no,
even
I
pointing
think
the name?
I think name Powerhouse Hobbs is a pretty significant name. I didn't like the name change at first. I now understand that it was kind of his thought, his idea. So
Yeah.
open to it, but I think for someone like this, not a Cody Rhodes where everyone knows who Cody is or everyone knows who, like even
What
10
about
years
your?
ago,
that's
AJ
why it was
Styles,
weird.
sorry,
Yeah, with AJ, it's weird when like when Ricky Starks and Mariah May came over. That was worse, where they couldn't be named until like they actually had the official name set. So I'd rather just say this was Powerhouse Hobbs. It's Royce Keys now.
I guess
Absolutely
for a Royal Rumble, for if that's where you debut and you change your name, there needs to be this quick. Okay, this is who this is, and by the way, this is why it's
Yeah.
important he's coming here. Like, let's just give you that now. Whereas if it's
Exactly.
teased in vignettes, you've got time to do
That's
it,
different.
and all of that kind of stuff. That's fine. But with that moment, they needed it to be like, hey, boom, this is who this dude is. This is who he is now. This is who he is with us. And I didn't hate it. It made sense to me why they kind of did it, but I understand why
I get it.
it
I get it.
looks weird if you're.
Could he have
I
just
didn't
kept
be
the
fan
name
of it.
Powerhouse Hobbs?
Well, I mean, his name is.
How are they
William
allowed to like
Hobb.
show it like that? It's weird.
So-
Like
I
Hmm?
don't know.
It's not a
Mhm.
copyright trademark thing, and WWE needs to own the name if you want to
Yeah.
play ball on their field. So they can own
Perhaps,
that
yeah.
name, since even though he chose it with them, it's theirs. They take
oh,
it, they own
Powerhouse
it,
Royce.
and maybe they can bring
Sounds
back the
worse.
nickname, but maybe it's already on some other merch. Maybe some things going on, so they had to change it
Powerhouse
completely.
Keys, pretty cool.
Waxman, you had back-to-back lucha picks, Dragon Lee, and the other one that came out before him was La Parca. How do you feel about
Parca.
seeing La
Was
Parca?
that really La Parca?
Well, it's not the
I mean,
original La
it's,
Parca.
It's certainly somebody wrestling under the name La Parca. That's the thing with luchadors. Sometimes a different person is wrestling under the character. Like we saw
Right,
the
yeah.
whole Sin Cara thing. I thought it was cool. I actually didn't know this. I was watching an old What Culture video that they did that before. They brought in AAA wrestlers to come and do some Royal Rumble matches, like back in the '90s when there really wasn't a lot of
Yeah,
talent.
they brought in some
on the
real
roster.
random people. and
Real random, and
They brought
back in
and
the
they
day.
had
they put
a
it.
generic.
Mil Mascaras also was in that. I remember that.
Yeah,
But it was cool to see La Parka. I know some people weren't thrilled to see Mr. Iguana again. I thought he was great. I thought it was
It
funny.
was funny. We need
I
some
see
comedy.
that's an example of something that's, yeah, sure. Could you have put an Alistair Black in there? Could you have put a Johnny
No.
Gargano in there?
Joe Hendry.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Joe Hendry would have been great.
Joe Hendry.
I was surprised he
Joe
wasn't in
Hendry
it.
falls into comedy still for
I think
me
I
at this
rather would
point.
watch 60 minutes of yeeting than
Than
one
see
Joe
Hendry.
Hendry entrance.
So I thought it was fine. I thought it was a fun nod
Whoa.
to AAA. It's nice that they get something out of like the partnership. Like, with a couple of your talent, we're going to feature them in this match. Mr. Iguana's kind of jokey over.
Yeah.
I saw a video clip of I think a Mexican crowd watching the Rumble, and they marked out for
Oh,
him.
no way.
Well, I mean, so it's not every entrant is for us, and that's the
Yeah,
thing that
there
we
you
have,
go.
I guess we have to
That's-
remember.
Yeah,
so that maybe
none of
that's
us had
it.
a problem with La Parka. It was just an interesting one. It was just funny
It was
to,
cool.
to laugh at Wax because he got La
Yes,
Parka,
that was
Dragon
funny.
Lee back to
Yeah.
back, and
I had
unfortunately, neither of them are winning on purpose.
a
No.
mate messaged me who's not a big wrestling fan, but like I think when things are on and they're live, like you'll tune in
Nice.
and watch them. And he messaged me and just said, "Right, I'm watching the Royal Rumble. I kind of know what's going on here, but who's this guy and can you explain him to me?" And he just sends me a photo of Mr. Iguana. And I just messaged him back and said, "No, I can't.
It's a
Like,
guy
I can't-
who's an iguana.
I can't explain it to you. He is an iguana, but he's got a pet iguana. But I don't know. Just accept it for what it is and then move on, mate."
I appreciate that they threw out the iguana as well, because there would have been
Yeah.
a controversy.
That's true.
There.
100%.
There was
They
another
kept
return,
continuity.
maybe the most jacked cut man of all time, Chad Gable, a.k.a. El Grande Americano. There's now two El
Original.
Grandes. We knew this was going to happen at some point, and he did come back, and it was a nice little return, and now we do have some story there, them two feuding and everything else. So that was a good one.
Yep.
Looking at Google for a second here, and I went in earlier today and got a Google recap, and I want to show you guys who they say is in the final four of the Men's Royal Rumble. I don't know if you guys can see it. The final
Sol
four.
Ruca.
The
Wow.
closing moments of the match featured Roman Reigns, Gunther, Randy Orton, and Sol Ruca from the women's match earlier.
Well, to be fair, that might be possible in the new WWE 2K26 game that includes intergender matches.
Was it not allowed before intergender in the video game?
No, I think it was, but I
Okay.
think the trailer includes intergender
Oh,
matches.
Oh yeah,
They
shout out
made a
Javon
point- they
Evans
made a
too,
point
the
of it.
Iron Man.
Exactly. I wanted to bring that
Yeah,
up.
true.
I like that traditionally the men's final four also includes top contenders like Cody Rhodes. Why don't you just say it was Logan?
Yeah,
Because it was Sol Ruca.
I
Oh.
guess so.
And Cody Rhodes' elimination was great by Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre. That was fantastic.
I agree.
That was really good.
That was good.
Yeah.
Shout out to Javon. Had a great showing. Oba had a great showing.
Yeah, he's bouncy. Yeah.
He's
We got to see what
bouncy.
else is there because he's back on Raw and he's
Oh,
just doing
yeah.
the bouncy thing. And so I think we're gonna get a while of that, or they're gonna let him simmer. You know,
Yeah, he's
let him cook
21.
a little bit. Very,
Yeah,
very,
he's got
very,
time.
very, very young. He's got a long, another
Yeah.
40 years in the business to go. So he's got some time.
The way that he's jumping around, he's got about 20 max. That boy,
Yeah,
he
he doesn't have much.
slow down. Like,
Those young joints, they heal faster.
that's it.
Like we thought he was hurt with his shoulder,
True.
right?
That is true.
He's fine.
Mm.
And yeah, that was it. That was both Royal Rumbles and the two matches that were there, 4 total. That was it. So we're done with Saudi, right? There's no more Saudi? Oh, wait a minute. WrestleMania.
I think next year, not this
Next
year,
year.
though, right?
Not
Next
this year.
There will be another one, of course.
God, I
This year
forgot
it is,
about
of course, in Vegas, and we're now officially on the road to WrestleMania. The Chambre d'Elimination is coming up soon. The Elimination Chamber. Is that the next
that. Where is it
pay-per-view?
again?
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Should
Yeah, I
be.
think so.
Where is
It-
it this year?
Where is it?
Nowhere special.
I guess not.
Brilliant.
No,
Wait.
it is actually. I think it might be in Chicago.
It's always Chicago.
Oh yes, I think you're right. Actually, yeah. That
Yeah,
does
so
make
Chicago.
a lot of sense.
It is
Chicago.
So this means, I guess, we're not going to see much of CM Punk match-wise, right, until WrestleMania, because he's got to hold on to that title, because the main event is now Roman Reigns versus CM
Yeah,
Punk.
they've
And
advertised that early.
What a promo by Roman Reigns. It is not often that CM Punk gets out-dueled on the mic, and Roman Reigns delivered in that promo. The little, that statement, right? I hate you is being used all over the place. There's already incredible vignettes because they do have a long history. There's a lot of footage you can go back to and see Roman Reigns bringing up the podcast and things like that. So there is so much media that they're going to be using on this, and it's a long runway.
Road.
So as hot as it is now, we're gonna have some dips, some ebbs and flows. But are you guys excited for CM Punk versus Roman Reigns? Even though we are very, very early on.
As a match, it's going to be good. It's going to deliver. I understand a lot of people hating on it, saying, come on, is this really what we're going to get at WrestleMania? Rubbish, boring. This has the potential of being an all-time classic, but I think it's only going to be as good as the road that paves it, if that makes sense. Do you remember I'm not comparing it to this at this point, so Jason, before you spit on my grave, right?
Piss on it.
Do you remember WrestleMania X7 with Stone Cold and The Rock has one of the best promo
My way
videos? Yeah,
highway.
exactly. It has
So sick.
one of the best kind of montage packages ever, because the road from the Rumble up to that match was so incredible. If they can build this right,
No pressure.
it has an ability to be an
Yeah.
incredible road. And it doesn't need to be everything hits. It just needs to have enough moments in it that when we get there, we look back and go, actually, that was unreal. That was unreal. So I'm excited for it. I am excited.
I am definitely excited for it. I don't think they've ever fought one-on-one in a real, like, high-profile match. I looked it up, and they said they did once when the Shield, like, interrupted in 2014 or something. I don't have they.
CM
am I
Punk
missing-
didn't fight Roman in the Bloodline era. He didn't,
I don't
or was
think
it already
so.
past the Bloodline
He wasn't
No, he
around.
there. They
No, 'cause
tagged.
he came back and he got hurt.
That's why I looked it up, and they
That's why.
haven't fought. So once again, I'm like, how could anyone not want this? They haven't had a high profile match. He's had it with the other members of the Shield in AEW and in WWE. So this really is absolutely money what they're doing.
It's new.
They have an abundance of history together, and they haven't fought. So I don't know what more you want. And they're both absolute incredible superstars. And I saw like a lot of people reacting to the promo because I didn't watch it live. I watched it maybe like half an hour or an hour later. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm sure it's good, whatever, because I've been so like down on wrestling and WWE in general lately. And this promo that I had been built up to the sky, still delivered for me. And it brought me back to life. Like I was saying, it was like an oxygen tank, and I've been suffocating with all this crap that had been shoving down my throat. Like it just felt like it awoke in me again, and it was like they were operating outside the constraints that have been put on everyone else, and they were just able to be real, and show, and they talked about real things that happened, but still staying in character. Stuff that I didn't think they would bring up, like the podcast and things like this. It's just
Cabana,
like
shout out.
it's like a lot of these wrestlers that are feuding have things they could say, and they normally would if they were actually fighting, or they actually didn't like each other, or they wanted to actually make each other look bad, and they don't, and they just stick to generic crap that's been written by idiots. And this just felt so like it brought me back to like the Bloodline days, like we were back again, and I'm really looking forward to it. And Punk, people are saying like Roman, beat Punk on the mic, and I think he did win this round. Punk was still good, and Punk has more in the chamber for sure. Like he didn't fully let go, and we don't want him to, because there's a lot of road left to drive on. So this was just like shows like some people are just way above everyone else, and when you let people perform and don't tell them everything they have to say, it just feels really good and organic.
Yeah.
And more people should be allowed to do this, because like the Bellas segment was the complete opposite. It was like awful. It was so awful. I've come back for the tag team titles. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, and a lot of these wrestlers you need to let them go and say real things, and say what the real problems they have with the wrestlers, because I'm sure they have them, and
We're
have us
friends,
care
but
about
we're
more than one
fighting.
feud at a time. Like, like it's just, this should deliver. People should deliver to this level more often when you have unlimited resources, unlimited money. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
And this was incredible. And I can't wait to hear from them again. And
Yeah, a lot of people's complaint about Roman winning the Rumble.
well, now
For
they're not.
me, yeah, exactly.
Shut up.
When it happened, I thought I've spent the last year and a half wondering how they get Roman back into the main event. He's just been back injured and away, back injured away, back injured away constantly. And in one night, in 24 hours-ish, they've managed to make me care about my tribal chief again, because he won a match and I went, oh yeah, I guess that is the perfect way for him to get back into it. And then the first promo he delivers after it is incredible. And I'm like,
Scathing.
cool, right, fine. My t-shirt's on. I'm holding it up.
There you
Like,
go.
of course, it works.
I think Roman deserves a do-over Rumble win anyway, because
That's
the Rumble
true.
he did
That's-
win is
that's
seen
And he
as-
commented on that too.
He did.
Yeah.
He mentioned it, which was great.
That's
And
it. So I
he
think,
said there was like a creative vacuum. He's like, I left and I gave the spot is open, and I get it. It's kind of like, well, the spot will be filled as soon as he returns, but he left the top open. It was there for the taking. The storyline at the top of the card, the most important spot in the company, the most important storyline in the company was open. And not only did no one step up, WWE didn't step up. There was nothing there. There was a vacuum of story at the top. And now he is back, and it's instantly filled.
And like the interesting thing was, normally when Punk retorts or he comes at you with words, he can bury you. But now Roman has so much ammunition, and he was hitting back. Like Punk's
They
trying
called
to
him
say,
Phil.
Punk's trying to say like just because your reign was longer, it wasn't better. It's like, I don't know, Punk. Just your reign wasn't that great either. You know, like so, like. And Roman is just so good at taking his time. Taking your time when you speak is so important for promos, and he can ramp it up and bring it down and smile and get angry.
That's got to be what it is that's made him so much better, because that was the same guy who did declare for the Royal Rumble match.
Royal Rumble match.
You know,
That's some face, like, yeah.
Or
And he went
terrible.
from
suffering,
that
suck
to
at that,
this.
son. That wasn't easy to say.
So I think, yeah, it's exactly that. Slowing down, and it
He
allows your
feels
words
it.
to breathe more, and
Yeah.
it works with his character because he
So-
doesn't need
so
to.
good.
He gets to take his time because it's his ring, it's his yard. It's
No matter
his,
what,
you know-
no matter who has the belt, it's his
Yeah.
show, his yard, his everything. And I don't know if it's premature to say or whatever, but like, or if I'm just in my emotions, but yeah, he is climbing up the ranks of all timers. He's climbing up the ranks,
Continuing,
all time talkers, all time performers, all time
Premature.
characters.
I said this in the Bloodline era. He was
Yeah,
going
you
to be
did.
an all-timer.
Well, that was
And you
premature.
you poo-pooed me. You poo-pooed me.
Where do you think he lands when all's said and done?
It's early to say. Early to
Too
say.
early to
He's-
say. Well, I mean, he's not.
He's climbing up
40,
there.
right?
No, but
yeah,
still.
it's true. He has a full
we
career
need-
ahead. It's tough because he has so much success, but a lot of his success was done with not horrible work, but maybe bad character work, and it wasn't met with positive feedback. It's tough to dissect his legacy, but
At the minute, top 10.
even if you
Currently.
Pushing top
you
5.
oh whoa, top 5 is crazy. Pushing top 10, I would say. But
top 10
even if
easy.
you just want to take his bloodline era and whatever came after, that's still like 5 to 6 years, and some wrestlers don't have a
Yeah.
peak that high. So
For sure.
I don't top 10. He's
Well, I
getting
mean,
there,
I'm as excited as I am for our Jobber Dome trivia for AJ Styles in his retirement. I would be even more excited for a Jobber Dome trivia session on our tribal chief. I'm sure
Sure we
our
will.
resident Jobber Dome master.
Dictator.
I don't know you.
Oh,
What do you want? Jobber Dome dictator.
the jobber
could come up with
dome
something like that as well.
jester. Jester maxing.
Double
Ooh.
J.
Jester maxing. Well, thank you for listen
Well, there you
maxing
have
to
it.
this beautiful show that we just had.
Host
That was
maxing.
the 2026 Royal Rumble by the Four Jobbers. Follow us everywhere on social media. We'll see you next freaking week. Peace.